You can also do in your home. And then if you're in the gym and you have access to some type of functional trainer, that's really what these are called, a functional trainer. It's something with cables. Maybe you can do it on hip crossover. I'm going to start there. Actually, let me stop. So there are three primary planes that we move in. The most common plane that we move in is what we call the sagittal plane. So for instance, if I'm walking towards you, everything that happens in this plane is the sagittal plane, okay? Anything that happens side to side, what we term hip abduction and adduction, or shoulder abduction and adduction, this is the frontal plane. And then we have the transverse plane where we move side to side. So for instance, if I'm doing this kind of movement, or if I'm actually rotating, turning my hips, my head this way, these are all on the transverse plane. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple of different ones. Now we talked about the spine being in a straight or neutral position. So one of the ways that I like to practice that in the gym, I will take a weight, and right now the weight wants to pull me this way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my spine in a neutral position. I'm going to press this out, and when I press this away from me, the weight wants to pull me this direction, but I'm fighting to keep it this way. So right now, this is a transverse plane exercise. Now, right now, I'm keeping my stomach really tight. I hate to be political here in the fitness industry, but you hear this term sometimes said over and over, tuck your belly button in towards your spine. It's called ab hollowing. If you're doing that in a rehab situation, for instance, if I was on the ground and I was doing something like a bird dog, at that point, for me to suck my belly button in towards my spine might have a little bit of benefit. But when I'm doing strengthening exercises, I don't want to suck my belly button in, I just want to tighten it, okay? Ab bracing, that is the more ideal way to strengthen your core, especially as it relates to strengthening your back. So again, I just pull this out a little way. I keep this right in the middle of my chest where my sternum is. I press straight out. Notice my legs are slightly bent. I look straight ahead. And I just hold that for a few seconds. Once I pull it back in, this is easy. This is where it gets challenging. And over the course of time, maybe every week, every 2, every 3 weeks, I can put one more plate on it and progressively get stronger and stronger. Now, let me demonstrate a frontal plane exercise. So I'm going to be on the ground. Again, you can do this at home. And I'll show a little bit easier version first, and then we'll go a little bit harder. So what I'll do is I'm going to bend one leg, and I'm going to bend the other leg just like this. I'm on my side, and I'm simply going to lift my hip up. Now when I lift my hip up, I'm pushing it forward so that from my knee to my hip, to my chest, to my shoulder, this is a straight line. When I come back down, I'm gonna push my hips back and relax. Kind of like, I watch TV like this sometimes. And then I'm gonna press this up and I'm gonna hold. Some people might call this a sort of side plank. I don't care what you call it. Hold it for a few seconds and come down. As you get better and better, you can try holding it for 5 seconds, for 10 seconds, for 15 seconds. You might even try grabbing some kind of medicine ball if you have. We have sand bells here that we have some people love, but I can do something like this to add a little bit of resistance. Or, I might grab my 2-year-old Tegan. Hey baby, come over here. And I might try to hold my baby. It's kind of heavy, so that might not work too long. Definitely a challenge. The harder version of this exercise is where I actually am straight, and then I hold this up. This definitely gets a lot more challenging. And then I raise my leg. That's a little hard to do. Don't start there. Start with the easier ones, and as you progress over the course of several weeks, then you can work your way into these harder versions, just kind of holding yourself in a straight position. Third exercise. If you have Was it Stretchy Pants? Was that, what was the name of that movie? I can't remember the name of it. But we're not talking about stretchy pants, we're talking about stretchy bands. Bands like this are really easy to hook up, put them outside on a tree limb or anything that's not going to move. And now I can practice doing some kind of rotation exercises. So I can rotate this way, and if I rotate, notice how my feet are moving. I don't want my feet to be straight, and then here I am turning my body, but my foot's not turning, and that can be really hard on my knee, okay? So if I rotate, I want to rotate my feet as well. I'm going to keep this handle in the center of my body, so wherever my body goes, my handle goes. Now with a band, the further I stretch, the harder it gets. When it's not really that stretched out, it's really easy, okay? So determining where your position is going to be is either going to make it harder if I get further away, or easier, and I might want to start off here. Now I could also do something like this, kind of a hybrid of what I did over here. Like I'm stirring a big pot. I showed you the stir the pot exercise on the physio ball the other day, but here I am using a band, and now I'm doing a different kind of stir the pot. But you notice when I do this, my spine is staying in the same position. Here's the side view. So if I was doing something like this, well, this is in the sagittal plane. This is a little bit easier. If I wanted to turn, you're just seeing different vantage points. But this is a really good way to practice keeping a neutral spine. Hopefully those were helpful to give you plenty of ideas. Feel free to leave a question in the comments below if you prefer. If you want to reach out to us or you want to come visit us here at Madoma Dallas, we're located on the west side of the Galleria. Galleria is to our east, 13465 Inwood Road, Suite 120. We'd love to see you. Casey is waiting to talk to you about our program. We have all kinds of services, and we'd love to share our program with you. So feel free to give us a call, come to the website, give us a visit, and on that note, that's the end. So have a great weekend.